Racing's this wondrous thing, packed with excitement, danger, and triumph. And when racers pushed to go faster, they squeezed every ounce of force they could. Every step of the way, legends were born. You have the chance to go back and relive epic racing moments and celebrate the drivers who made them.
Welcome to King Lizard's Game Lounge and Forza Motorsport 7 racing action from the Breakout Championship series. So this is the Open Wheels Legend showcase that's available in the Breakout Series Championship. It's driving the legendary 1967 Brabham BT24, 349's worth of horsepower and a very lightweight body, make for some very interesting driving with no assists in expert mode. Now, I'm actually being smashed around a lot here by AI. I don't know if you can tell that. I'm kind of getting pushed pillar to post here. Now, I'm going to do my best to try and get away from the AI if they'll get off the rear of me and give me a few seconds to get around a corner. I'm trying a bit too hard here. I've gone wide because I'm just desperate to get away from this bloody AI because they're brutal. They're pushing me around the corner. Absolutely crazy. So if I can really push it here and I'm too wide again, luckily just managing to scrape it back on the circuit there. We're drifting around the corner in this thing without the traction control and stability on this Brabham 24 or BT24. It's a really tough vehicle to drive. It's actually nowhere near as tough as it used to be in Forza Motorsport 6, and I actually feel that I could say that about a lot of cars in this game. A lot of cars in this game that were in Forza Motorsport 6 were a lot tougher to drive than they are now with this new friction control feature. I've got that turned off as well. I've got all assists turned off for this race, and I can actually get around the track. It's a real challenge not to over accelerate because it typically means either going in the back of something or going sideways. In many cases, it's really, really lively, this car, but a good lively, really exciting to drive this, and it's quite good fun, AI aside, because the AI can be quite annoying as they push me off track again nearly. So I'm currently in third place. I've got a feeling I'm going to be, thought I was going to be in fourth, because that car was just brutalising me from behind. So I've got another 2 laps to reel this in and get first place. Now in the event I complete this and I get first place, this car, Brabham BT24 1967, will be mine for my garage. So it's a car I need for the open wheel event in the very first championship, the Seeker Championship series. So hopefully I can pin this down. Now this is my first run of this race, and so far the AI are pretty brutal. I am doing this in expert at the moment, so, and as I said, no assists, so it is reasonably tough. I am oversteering a little bit, but also on top of that I've got a lot of power in this thing, and it's very easy to kind of kick the back end out. Now I'm actually driving in dashboard view, so this is the view that you would use if you had a steering wheel. So e.g. you don't see the driver's hands on the steering wheel because you don't need to, because you have your own. But I quite like this for controller play as well, because I'm a bit closer to the road surface. It's actually quite a nice view to drive in addition to the generic internal view from cockpit where you do see the steering wheel. But I actually quite like this mode. It just brings you that a little bit closer to the action. So I got first place up ahead of me here, a bit sliding around. I'm trying like hell not to put my accelerator trigger down, e.g. that right trigger, trying to feather it as lightly as I can. I clipped him, didn't want to do that, without kind of over accelerating. It's just so easy to get this thing out of control. So he shot past me like crazy then. What engine has he got? I overtook him and he just blew me away. This is going to be interesting on the straight. Yeah, he's gone again. Jesus. What has he got under that bonnet? That is crazy, Pam. My car won't do that, so how comes his does? But I'm seeing a lot in this game the same old issues that we have with previous Forzas, where you have a couple of AI will get off the front of the grid and they will be gone. You really have to fight to get into the first kind of 5 places to have a chance of catching those cars, at least in higher difficulties. And in this case, expert mode. If I didn't get in front the way I did in this race, there's no way I'd have ever seen first or second place. It would have been really, really tough to reel those guys in. Now, the challenge I've got at the moment, obviously other than keeping this car under control, is to keep distance from the car behind, because these AI really like smacking me up the rear. It's like they're on a predetermined course, or in fact I know that's what they are. They're programmed to do a certain route on the track, and if you're in the way of that route, then you're going to get pummeled. You're going to get pushed off the track or driven through if you're not going fast enough. So I'm really pushing it here to try and stay away from this first place AI. One reason is obviously I want to win the race and I want to have this car in my garage. But number 2 is I don't want to get pushed off at the last minute or overtaken at the last minute, because that's going to be seriously annoying and having to do the race again. So far so good on my first run. I caught the curb in there a little bit, accelerated on it a little bit too much. You really don't want to accelerate if you're on the curbing, because it's the best way to spin this thing out. That said, I've actually found this very manageable with all assists off. In this game, it definitely did not drive this way in Forza 6. With assists off in Forza 6, this thing was a nightmare, much more of a nightmare than it is in this game. So coming up the last few corners here, if I can hold everything together, I'm going to have a first place. So slow it down nice and easy. I'm drifting around the corner again. I think I've done more drifting than driving in this thing. If there's a drift event anywhere, hopefully I can use this thing in it, because I'm going to do pretty well. And into that finishing straight, I've got no arrow behind me, so I'm well clear of that second place guy. So I managed to reel this in, so I now am the proud owner of a 1967 Brabham BT24, 349 horsepower of monstrosity. Excellent. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to leave you guys to watch the replay. I will be back with plenty more Forza Motorsport 7 on the channel this week. I'm going to flood the channel with this stuff, so if you're kind of holding back, or you just want to get a quick advanced look of what's happening in the career before you get there, then this is the place to look. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Take care, keep well, and keep watching and enjoy the replay.